Hello everybody and welcome to our review of the Autobot Twinferno with the Headmaster Daburu, part of the Titans Return release. Those of you who know your Transformers, and let's face it, if you watch this you do, will know that actually this is not Twinferno, it's Doublecross. I guess again the name Doublecross has perhaps gone, or maybe they wanted to go with something that's a little bit less, ambiguous. Twinferno is obviously a joke on Inferno, and in fact there's two of them, two heads. So I think that's quite well. Daburu, honestly I don't know what it means without looking it up. Maybe you guys do, tell me, but I'm sure it sounds Japanese or Chinese. It's probably some form of gimmick on fire. Onto the box. Yeah, packaging again. You've got the horrible fact to open the thing, you've got damage to it, but never mind. Yeah, gives you an idea of the poses. Apparently this is more complex than Getaway, 16 steps, but not too bad. Not too bad. So, Twinferno, Doublecross. As for the toy, do you know, I like the toy. Now, it's a flying dragon with two heads. Fair dues, that's not really a Transformer, is it? On what planet is that meant to blend in with, in terms of robots in disguise? Where's the disguise? But never mind. Maybe there is a world with double-headed dragons. But bear in mind that Doublecross has always been a double-headed dragon, so they didn't have much to work with, did they? The redesign's very good. The original was clunky, was bulky. Yeah, I understand it had trouble standing up. This guy does have struggle standing up as well, but it's actually a better pose than previously, so it kind of works. Both heads are fairly manoeuvrable actually. You've got nice open and closed motion, nice horns on there. The wings are quite nice, being semi-translucent as well. That's quite a nice effect too. And he can hold his guns there, so you can actually see some practical use to when he's flying. You can actually both fire at you and do the guns. Arms, well, as a T-Rex they're fairly useless. Non-posable, although they do move up and down like that as part of the transformation, but the actual bend is non-movable. It does have some flesh appearance, same with the legs as well, with the idea of them being claws. Not too bad, as an unusual robot in the fact that the alt mode is certainly not in disguise, but Doublecross has never had an alt mode that was a disguise as such. It was always an alt mode. Okay, so let's transform him. Take away the guns first of all, like so. Within here is where his Headmaster companion sits. To open it, we'll come to that as we do the transformation. First of all, break these apart like so. These are going to become the legs, as you would expect. They roll up like that. This whole piece here is going to be his foot. That rolls like that. That flips around like that. That goes there. Make sure you've got that flat like that. And that's kind of a fairly awkward looking foot, it has to be said, but never mind. That goes down there. Same deal this side. Make sure that's about there. Flips down like so. This flips to the side there. Flip this up. Flip that back. Actually rotate it like that. Flip that down. And then this, we just do that. Fairly awkward looking feet, but there we go. Okay, so this comes down like that. Now you have access to this canopy, which you flip it up, and this is where the Headmaster sits. Canopy flips back down like that. Okay, so now for the heads. Just pop the wings up like that out of the way. Heads come apart. Well, they will do, but first of all we need to flip this down here. Now they come apart to reveal the shoulders. This flips down. You can see it's just got this, oh, maybe not, you see this bit here just goes in there. And now that we've done that, this bit actually becomes these shoulders which stick out. Before we can get to those, we need to get the arms out of the way, like so. You can see that way they're sitting in there, and they go like that. It clicks into place. Same deal here, flip this up and around, like so. Flip that in, click into place. and you've got shoulders which stick out now. He doesn't have hands. He has these effectively are his hands. So the original didn't either. Yeah, don't like that personally, but there we are. Okay, so we will just put the guns in the hands now. Break apart as most of them do, and you can have one in both hand. Now, because there is no hand as such for them to hold him, you actually have to stick him into these little gaps here. So the guns are actually on top of him rather than top of his hand rather than in his hand, which is a little bit awkward. But nevertheless, you do have a way of him holding his gun, so to speak. And finally, our Titan Master himself. Move Twinferno out the way. There we are. Get have a look, see if will it focus on it. No. Yes. There's little to no definition there because it's all white. So yes, fairly classic Titan Master really. It serves only one purpose, which is to be a head. Little to no definition. That flips like that, and then you just slot it in. The original Doublecross was never a headmaster at all, so it's slightly unusual release to make a headmaster out of him. I guess it gives the character, who has very little recognition in that he doesn't appear in hardly any media of the Transformers, and what appearances he does have are usually fleeting. So in that respect, it is some more coverage for the toy. Okay, so on to this figure then. Well, the feet are a bit clunky, but they are actually quite stable, which is a positive. The chest and the arm and the shoulder pads actually are pretty good. There's some nice detail in there. There we are. If I can just show it, some nice detail in there, which I think works really well. Particularly the way the Autobot badge has been almost stenciled over the red, and the head is actually quite good. Yeah, that works well. The arms, the hands are not good. They weren't good in the original, it has to be said. It's exactly the same as the original in that respect, where you've got the ridiculousness of having to put the gun, keep zooming in when I should be zooming out, of the gun in a slot because there's no way of him holding it. I don't like that. I think they could have fixed that and had hands which pop out there. You know, there's nothing that could flip over and there's a hand underneath it maybe. I guess that they've made it reasonably faithful to the original toy, so I can understand that. But I think this is an instance where they would have done better to lop it off and put a proper hand in there. Otherwise, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. As you would expect with the range, sits very well next to Blur there, but because they're effectively the same range in that respect. Better than the original toy. Yeah, I think it is. Again, you would expect that because with the advantages of both toy manufacturer and plastic and the fact that you've now got proper joints and things, making him a headmaster probably works actually, because it's a toy where the head of the robot has nowhere to go at all, because these are his heads in his alt mode. It's not as if they can fold away, so it actually works quite well having him as a headmaster. But I'm a little bit struggling here because, I think it's quite a good. It's better toy than the original one, and if you want to get Doublecross, this is the one to go for personally. However, the hand thing really does not work for me. You know, Blur is by far the better character here. Getaway, who we reviewed earlier, is a far better character here than Doublecross or Twinferno is. But, if you want to have Doublecross, this is the version to get. Anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next review. Thank you. Goodbye.